This is the all-new Kies valve controller for Porsche, and it's a must-have if you own a 992 911, and here's why. From the factory, Porsche uses exhaust valves on their newer models to give the driver full control on how loud or quiet their exhaust is, but it's not doing what you think. And that's because even with your valves open, Porsche is only allowing you to open the valves just a little bit, where with the Kies valve controller, you get full control. Now, to help demonstrate this, we are going to do a series of 3 different revs. First, we're going to start with the valves closed in normal mode, then we're going to open the valves through the PCM, and then we're going to unleash the beast with the Kies valve controller, and we're going to show you live decibel readings throughout the entire test. Now, full disclosure, the car does have a stage 1 APR tune, and we've also removed the soft limiter in neutral. So with that, let's get started. As you just saw, even after we opened the valves through the PCM, we were able to get another 5 to 7 decibels of sound out of this car just by activating the Kies valve controller. Not only that, but it works on your factory exhaust and any aftermarket exhaust that uses the factory valve system. With that, let's show you how easy it is to install. Installation of the Kies valve controller is super simple. We made it plug and play, so you're not tapping any wires. It's completely reversible, and it won't give you any check engine lights. Even if you're a complete beginner, it'll take you about 5 or 10 minutes to install. As you can see behind me, we do have the car positioned on a lift. This is strictly for camera angles so that you guys can see exactly what to do from home. In most situations, you can do this just on your back on your driveway, but if you need a little bit more room, we recommend something like race ramps to securely put the car in the air and give you a little bit more clearance. Now, one thing I do want to mention, make sure that your engine is completely dead cold before you do this. We are going to be working into the turbo, which gets extremely hot, and I don't want you to get burnt. So make sure that the car is completely cooled down. Once you've done that, just reach over here and release the rear deck. You can pop this up, and essentially all we need to do is get a plug and play harness down to this valve and then also down to this valve. But we have a piece of plastic trim in the way. To remove it, remove your coolant cap over here like this, and then remove your oil cap. Then starting at one side, carefully pull up on the plastic trim and it'll pop right out. If you take a look over here, you can see that there's a series of different tabs and clips. The little balls go into these little rubber grommets. Then what I like to do with the trim off is just carefully put the caps on so nothing accidentally falls down. Next, we're going to move the fans out of the way. So as you can see, there's more grommets over here and then over there. Simply lift up from the back and then it'll pop out from the front just like that. Now, if you want, you can just set it out of the way. I'm going to completely remove it. To do so, you pull down on this little tab just like that. Then you press in on it and that'll come apart with ease. Then do the exact same thing to the other side. Now, on the control module, you have a long cord and you have a short one. The short one is going to go on this side, the longer one on the other side. If you take a look down here, you can sort of see the light from the bottom. This is the general path that we're going to take. And then on the other side, you're going to go in here and then basically straight down. Starting with your longer cord, I'm going to navigate it under some of these wires here. Carefully pull it through, just like that. I'm going to route it over here and then straight down. Okay, and then once you get it in the general area, just let it hang. Then you're gonna take this one, navigate it straight down as well. Okay, and then once you get it in position, just let that hang as well. All right, starting on the driver's side, the connection that you need to undo, I'll try to do it with a pick tool to stay out of your way, is right here. Now this one is the easier side. You can normally just reach up and just grab it with your hand. So what you wanna do, you wanna pull up on the gray tab like that. So just press it in, and then that'll pull right off like that. So then what you do is take this, plug it into our plug and play harness, clip it in, and then push the little gray locking tab down, and then take the other side of the harness and plug that into the actuator. All right, so now that we have that plugged in, if you take a look over here, you will see that there is a belt. This does have plenty of clearance, but what we're going to do when we get back up to the top of the car, we're going to pull that up and I'll show you how to zip tie it to make sure it stays out of the way. Now onto the passenger side. This side is a little bit tighter, which is why I like to use a pick tool. You can release that tab. Sometimes you can just press in and navigate it out just like that. Then same exact thing. It's gonna be a little bit harder to show exactly what I'm doing. Well, I'll show you in a second. But I'm gonna start by clipping in the factory connection to our plug and play harness, just like that. Make sure to push down on that tab to lock it in place. Then push all of this up, and then take your new connection. You're gonna slide that on and make sure everything clips in place. Next, what you wanna do is gently pull up on this wire over here, and this is just going to make sure that nothing is going to go anywhere near that belt. And then just take a zip tie and cinch it up just like that, and then you can cut the excess zip tie off. So then what I like to do is pull up on the other side, throw another zip tie over here. And we're gonna move this harness out of the way by simply pressing it back, and then it's going to open up this little area. I'm gonna wipe this off, and this is where we are going to mount our control module. So just take the tape. This is gonna go in here just like that. And we'll stick that down out of the way. Reinstall that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie up my loose wiring over here, and then everything will be complete. All right, so I'll put a zip tie here, and now when we go to change our oil, everything is nice and out of the way. So now you can reinstall your fans. So clip it in, and put the securing lock on, and these two go in the grommets. That presses down, and you can do the same thing on the other side. Then you can remove your caps again, reinstall the trim. What I like to do is start by lining everything up over here, and then everything normally just falls right into place. You can reinstall your caps. And with that, the installation is complete. So now what we're going to do is we are going to show you how to pair your remote with your HomeLink system in the PCM. So start off by pressing the car button over here. Then what you want to do is go to Control, then Vehicle. Then you're going to scroll down until you see Garage Door Opener. And then you're going to hit Configure New HomeLink Profile. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to point your remote at the screen, and you're going to press and hold it for a few seconds. 1 is going to be valves completely open, and 2 is valves set to the factory setting. So I'm going to hold button number 1 for a few seconds. Okay, and then it's going to ask if I want to add my current location. I'm going to hit Don't Add. Then I'm going to call this one Open. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. Then I'm going to do that again, holding number 2. Okay, it's going to ask about the location again. I'm going to hit Don't Add, and then we'll call this one Stock. Okay. And then once you've done that, go to your configured HomeLink profiles, and then all you need to do is hit Open, and that'll open your valves, or hit Stock, and it'll turn it to a stock configuration. And last but not least, let's go over the remote. Button number 1 is going to be valves completely open. Button number 2 is going to be stock functionality. The reason that we don't allow you to force your valve shut and leave them shut all the time is because you could have back pressure issues and it could cause engine damage, so we leave that button off. If you want the car to remember what your last save setting was, whether it's 1 or 2, simply press the 1 button 5 times within 5 seconds. Or what you can do if you want to save it in a certain setting, just take that button and hold it for 10 seconds or so. The valves are going to open and close a few times, and it's going to save that setting. So if you like it loud all the time, there's no need to change it. Anyway, my name is Brian. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. This is the Kies valve controller for Porsche, specifically the 992. Also have them for the 991.2 and other makes and models. It is plug and play, no error codes, no funky stuff going on in the car, completely reversible, and it makes your car sound amazing. Get yours today at kies.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.